evening, friends. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a good day so far. This is Achieving Wellness. And I totally messed up. So last week when I put my little commercial together, I chose all the wrong things. So my bad. So this episode tonight is about holiday chaos and how we handle the holiday chaos. I have some cards here so we can do some readings. If you have a specific question, we can have a chat. We can just check in with each other. We can pull some funny cards and we can have a giggle. It really is up to you how you want this to go. But throughout it, we will discuss some tips and some tricks to keep us sane over the holiday time that creates so much havoc for many of us. I do want to say I looked really hard to find an old commercial that I've told you guys about before to be able to play for you, and unfortunately I couldn't find it, and so I'll explain it really briefly. So it's a commercial put out by a local department store, and it shows this festive home. You know, the fireplace is going, the stockings are hung, the tree is lit, the table is set, and the woman is running around giving the once-over to the house. She's got a full apron on, and you're only seeing her from the front. She looks completely dressed, and so that's lovely. And then the doorbell rings, and she goes to answer the door, and now the camera pans behind her, and you literally see that she's wearing no pants. She's just got her nylons on as she opens up the door. And so that always makes me giggle whenever I think about that, because that's literally how you end up by the time that Christmas dinner sort of rolls around, right? Running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to please everyone and get ready. And you end up forgetting to put your pants on, perhaps. So I just thought I would share that. I was trying to find that commercial for y'all. So hello, everybody. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Linda. Lisa Rhodes. Lisa is in the house. Gypsy JJ and Ivana Intuitive. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Beverly Davis has had her surgery and is doing well. Fantastic news. Awesome news. And you're still recuperating. Excellent. Well, we wish you continued good recuperation, if that's even a proper way to say that. And thank you, Lise, for the I want you to know that that is not my cat. I found that picture, or that the thumbnail on Canva, and I couldn't resist it. It was exactly what I was thinking in my mind when I think of the holiday chaos. As most of you know, I was live last week or 2 weeks ago now, and I heard a crash, and I had to leave the live because I thought that my tree had been knocked over, and it had not been, thank goodness. But the cats did take a giant bell that I have sort of sitting on my coffee table. It's about this big, about the size of a grapefruit. Picked it up by its little string, and were trying to run away with it. That was Quincy, which was the black cat that like the cat in the picture, and dropped it by the stairs, and that was the crash that I heard. So I'm sure if he figured out a way to move the tree, he would. Today he was sitting under it, and I'm like, I'm watching you. And of course, you've all seen the video where I recorded Charlotte, who has taken to going underneath the tree skirt. She just kind of hangs out there. But so far, double touch wood, it's still standing, and they don't seem too interested in it, which is awesome news. We are bracing for a major snowstorm here. I don't know if any of you guys are affected by the upcoming snowstorm, but it's supposed to be pretty brutal, and it's supposed to affect like the whole sort of eastern side of North America. So if you are like me, bracing for impact, make sure that you have enough water, have enough food, and you have enough wood if you use a wood stove, enough blankets and all that sort of thing. Check in on your neighbors and your parents. No, I was not the homecoming queen. Oh, have you? And Ivana, that's so sweet. Ivana has rescued 4 cats. There's never a dull moment. Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting 20 centimeters of snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, high winds, the whole bit. I mean, it's winter, right? But it's headed your way, Linda, and Sharon Sipes getting it too. Yeah. This will be really like the first snowstorm of the season. And so, you'll want to just make sure that you're prepared. So, couple of things that we can talk about. Oh, hi, Steve. How you doing, love? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. How's Mom doing today? Hi, Ron. We do not use a wood stove here, no. No. Ron, we're just talking about the snowstorm that's headed our way. So it's supposed to hit me on Thursday night and move to where Ron's neck of the woods is on Friday. So, chaos at the holidays, right? We've all experienced it. I don't care whether you have a house full of people or you don't have a house full of people. It can be chaotic. The shopping can be chaotic. The food preparation can be chaotic. The preparing the sweets that many of us think is necessary can be chaotic. It's a lot to endure. It's chaotic in the thought, trying to fit, relatives and family and visiting and traveling all into a small window of time. Then there's the whole financial situation of the holidays. Have I done enough? Have I bought enough? Are they going to like it? Blah, 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 so on and so forth. Oh, you weren't feeling well? Well, I hope that you feel better, Steve. Absolutely. If the power goes out, the only hope that we have here is if the power goes out and you happen to have gas, then you can use the gas to, light your fire or cook your food, right? So, wow, Linda, good for you. I mean, not good for you that you walk barefoot, but I get it. I hope it did you well. So, speaking to that point of what Linda said, so let's say, for example, you have a whole bunch of people over for dinner and you're feeling some sort of way about it, right? Well, you could always use an amethyst cluster. So an amethyst cluster is a big piece of amethyst. I'm trying to find I have a little piece, which is not helpful at all. So an amethyst cluster is a big piece of amethyst that is cut and exposed. This is my small little piece here that I have, so much bigger than this. But what an amethyst cluster does, if you put it out in the room, it will actually sort of suck up, I want to say, or absorb the negative energy in the room. And that is exactly what you need to happen. You can use hematite to ground yourself and to make yourself feel more centered and relaxed. Hematite is the black sort of shiny stone that is sort of metallic-y in its look. It's a pretty powerful stone. You can get yourself some rose quartz. Rose quartz is really pretty. My piece literally looks white. It doesn't look pink at all, which is lovely. But thanks, Warrior Girl. Appreciate you. Rose quartz, you can literally put this in your centerpiece. You can put it along the table because it's very sort of iridescent and has all those lovely qualities. And rose quartz is all about love, and it's about happiness and joy, and will literally make people feel that way when they're around it. So there's stones that you can use. Now you could make those stones into jewelry and wear them throughout the day so that you don't that you don't sort of take in any bad juju, shall we call it. But really, it's about you. It's about you standing in your power and you making a conscious decision that no matter what you endure that day, you are not going to sort of cave. Now, having said that, you guys all know that I in no way ever want to tell anyone that it is your responsibility, it's your fault, that, you are the problem, right? It is a choice. Obviously, there are circumstances and situations that are beyond our control. And I guess what I'm trying to say is we have to learn to roll with the present moment. So if you find yourself in a situation, it's up to you how you react to it. And the only way that I know how to roll with the program is to make sure that I look after myself to the best of my ability as I lead up to that moment, right? So if I ground myself and I center myself and I give myself a whole lot of self-care, if I have a positive mindset, if I've lifted my vibration to the best of my ability, then when I start to go into those sort of environments and those types of situations, my response in those moments is going to be very different than if I allow myself to get caught up on the hamster wheel in terms of the chaos of the whole thing, right? I have to do my due diligence. I have to look after myself. I have to eat well. I have to go to bed at a good time and get a good night's rest. I have to hydrate and eat the right foods and drink water, right? I have to be happy within myself and within my own personal space and my own personal environment. I need to make sure that I have downtime and uptime, and to make sure that I'm listening to my body, right? In order for me to feel well, so that when I go into that situation, I'm prepared to handle whatever. And I like to say often, you guys have all heard me say this, this is about, in my opinion, this is about being proactive, not reactive, right? So in other words, you walk into a situation and it's a total you-know-what show. Well, obviously we have several options as to how we're going to respond in that moment. But if we respond by freaking out and yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering and slamming things and stomping our feet and saying, this is the worst holiday I've ever had and this sucks and this is going to be horrible and, oh my God, no one's going to, then obviously it's not going to go well, right? You've already set yourself up for failure. You've already set yourself up for upset. If you walk in and say, you know what, at least we're all together, because this is the first time in 3 years that I've seen my family, or whatever the case may be, boom. You are ahead of the game in terms of your disposition. And so you're not going to allow yourself to go down that road, because we all know it doesn't serve anyone. That upset, that anxiety, that negativity, that just resides all over you, and it attaches itself to you like Velcro, and then you carry it around. So here's an example. I haven't seen my sister in 3 years for Christmas. As most of you know that follow me, you know that I have issues about leaving the house, and I don't leave the house. I have not physically seen my sister since July of 2021. And I have been so excited, although I am scared to death, to go to my sister's home this weekend. It has been planned for weeks, and I have been very excited about it, but as I said, equally scared. And all I can do is look after myself to the best of my ability to prepare myself for that trip. But I know once I get there, it's going to be fantastic. And then she texted me and said to me that one of her daughters had been invited to something, and it's her best friend, and blah, 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 and this whole story. And I was very upset. I cried. I had to not text her back because I didn't want to say something that I wouldn't be able to take back. I thought about it. I tried to ground myself and center myself and focus on the point. And the point is, she wasn't moving to another country. Our visit was just going to be postponed. That's all. And so I thought we need to discuss. So I called my sister and we discussed. And my sister, so I found out, is going away on a cruise at the holidays, which is lovely. And so that's why we were going the weekend before Christmas. And I now know when she's coming back, and we've made arrangements, and now everyone's happy. And as it turns out, this big snowstorm is headed our way, and we probably wouldn't have been able to go there anyway. And so the point that I'm making is I allowed myself the time to sort through how I felt. I communicated my thoughts and my feelings. My sister communicated hers. Everything is fine. We moved on because I chose to be proactive rather than reactive, is my point. Which, by the way, friends, is a new thing for me. So that's an example of how you can try to make the best of a bad situation, right? Not saying that I am like a shining example of that. I'm just merely mentioning. What is going on here in the chat? So, yeah, so Ivana says, those are good ideas. I'll have to wear a crystal bracelet or put a crystal in my pocket to help amplify the good vibes and absorb the negative ones. Absolutely. Steve says, I am guilty of not doing a lot of that, but I do take a deep breath. Well, that brings me to another point. So there's box breathing. Okay. Box breathing is something that all of us can do. And the great part about box breathing is you can do it anywhere. Like in the store, in the car, in the bathroom, at the dinner table, sitting in the living room. People probably won't even know that you're doing it. Box breathing is simply that you take the same amount of breath in as you hold it, as you exhale it. So if it's taking in for a count of 4 and holding for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4, you repeat that pattern until you start to feel better. That is what box breathing is. You could do it for a count of 5 or a count of 3, whatever you're comfortable with, but you inhale it through your nose, hold it, exhale it, and repeat. That's what box breathing is, and it is meant to keep you calm. Of course, there's tapping that you can do. There's lots of different examples of different kinds of tapping for different sort of situations and circumstances. The one that I do is the one that was given to me by my therapist that sort of follows the flow of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the nerve that carries the adrenaline through our body. So when that sort of flight or fight mode comes over you, if you have panic, if you feel suddenly like, oh my God, I'm going to lose it, this is that kind of tapping exercise. It's on my channel. You guys have all seen me do it a whole bunch of times, and that instantly calms you down. There are, different scents that you can use, and different, different oils. So burning candles that smell like vanilla. Vanilla is a great sort of calmer downer, for lack of a better way to say it. I use this. This is an all-natural anti-stress roll-on. It has chamomile and lavender and some sort of citrus mixture in it, and it really does help. And you roll this on like your wrist, or you could take a whiff across your nose. You put it on the back of your neck, so it's like it's always present. Sometimes you can put it under your chin. Each thing that they do, you put in different places, and it really helps me. I highly recommend that stuff. There's lots of lovely smells. Like citrus reminds you of freshness and newness, and it sort of like perks you up and makes you sort of feel a little more alive, right? Vanilla is very calming and very soothing. Lavender is the same. It's very calming and very soothing. So there's just different scents that you can have floating around the house, right? Burning incense or candles, or diffusers of some sort. or another that will just help to put that vibe out there, right? Hi, Marcia. Good to see you, my friend. Hi, Cardamancy. Good to see you. Hi, Mika. All right, let me go back up here for a minute. So Lisa says, oh no, Ron, are you prepared if the power goes out? I lived in a country before and get snowed in for days. I learned how to survive. Now I live in the big city, but this country girl will survive. Absolutely, Lisa, good for you. Ron says, I live in the country and I don't have a generator. Kelly, we'll need to, absolutely, Ron, I will. That's if I don't lose power. I'll check on you for sure. Ivana says, yes, isn't it really wonderful how Source works things out? I agree with being proactive versus reactive. Ivana says, whenever I just step back and let the universe work on an issue, it either becomes a non-issue for me or the solution is better than I could have ever created. Absolutely. Well said. Lisa says, I did that today, Kelly, while shopping with my son. Good stuff. Excellent. Happy to hear that. I mean, not happy that you had to do it, but happy that you did it, right? And that it worked. So I got some cards out here in front of me. And as you know, I like to shuffle while I talk. I would be really appreciative and interested. Oh, sorry, just some housekeeping things I do need to mention. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. So, not sure what's going on, but my daily reads don't seem to be getting any views or a lot of thumbs up. And I did mention today on my daily reading that if you were, so today's, let's put it this way. I had said on a previous live that this week during the daily reads that I may be giving away a free reading. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So today was the day. So you have to go watch that video if you're interested in possibly being entered for a draw for a free 30-minute read. Watch the daily video. Make sure you leave a comment and put in it, enter me, I want a reading, or enter me in the free reading or something of that nature, so that I can then put all the names together and draw someone, and I'll do that tomorrow. So you have till like midnight, right, to do that. So if you're interested, go check that out, please. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. All of those things really help the channel, and they help all the channels, not just mine, but all of them. And, why not? Right? Hi, Rose. Good to see you. You're not late. You're just in time. So, not saying that anyone should feel bad, like you watch them or you don't. I know that there are people that watch them religiously every day, and I am appreciative. Just that I'm sure that the hustle and bustle of the holidays and being prepared for the holidays is keeping some people from watching them. I just wanted to mention that today was the giveaway for the free reading. So, if you were waiting for that, you didn't watch it, you would have missed it. So it's just a reminder. On Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're doing another episode of Interrogation. And we have Nancy Jean and Jeffrey from Ripe Color joining us for that. So I look forward to that. I do want to mention while I'm here, I will be here again for the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th, and then again on New Year's Eve. I'm not sure of the times yet. You will, watch for the postings to go up, so you will see when I go live. If you're looking for something to do, if you're alone this holiday, or whatever the case may be, just know that I am open for business and will be here. And I just wanted to mention that it's important to me that the holidays aren't easy for people. It's not all twinkly lights and festive times for a lot of people. And so I want people to know that they have a place to go. if they're looking for it. So I just wanted to mention that. So I pulled 2 cards. This is from a new deck called In My Feelings. And the first card that popped out is gossip. Right? So something that we need to be careful of when we get into large groups of people, when you haven't seen family in a long time, or you're trying to mold 2 different families together. Sometimes people are throwing shade. People are looking at people funny or sideways, or you misunderstand something that someone said, or you overhear. I mean, it's like every Hallmark movie that we ever saw. You catch the tail end of a conversation or the beginning of a conversation, and it's not in context, right? So be careful that you are not looking for stuff that isn't there, right? Again, if you're sensitive and you wear your heart on your sleeve, if you're feeling some sort of way, if you're nervous about a situation before you go into it, chances are you will be looking for things, whether you're conscious of it or not. You will be looking for things that could potentially be problems, right? Or cause issue. So asking us to be patient, right? Having patience with the people, having patience with the situation, having patience with ourselves, right? We are not superhuman, even though we'd like to think that we are. We are just human beings, and situations and issues will come up that will hurt our feelings, that will take us back, or sort of knock the wind out of our sails, shall I say. And it's important that we don't, as we've said already, react to those situations, right? Thanks, Ivana. Because when we react to those situations, it doesn't serve anybody. All right. So, apologize, friends. Got lots going through my mind. Speaking of being on the hamster wheel, I'm going to ask a question, and I would love it if you guys could let me know and be honest. This Achieving Wellness segment that we're doing here right now is the most important segment that I do on my channel, to me personally. It gives us an opportunity to share and to talk and to check in, and allows you to ask a question where myself or the whole chat can sort of offer you support. And that's important to me, that people have that kind of place, right? But this showing up at 9 o'clock at night is late. So I would love it if you guys could tell me if this is a good time, if you would prefer that I switch the time. Would a daytime time be better? Would you prefer to watch this back on replay? I've always thought, before you answer, that this is a very interactive kind of program. Like, depending on what I say, depends on the question that you might ask, kind of idea. Or depending on the question that you ask, depends on what I say, where we navigate it to. Sometimes the conversation that you have in the chat is the thing that pops something into my mind, and it works sort of like that. So I need participation, is where I was going with that, in order for this to be at its most effective. And so I'm wondering if you guys prefer a certain time. Would you prefer at night, or would you prefer during the day? Y'all, if you could let me know, I would appreciate it. The next card that we have pulled here is the Key. Now, this is an interesting card. The message on here says, new beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. So it's not just the past. When you hold on to the past, a couple of things occur. One, you already have a planned outcome, a perception of the room, the vibe of the room, the people, the situation, right? You've already sort of in your mind figured out what it is all about, where it's headed, what possibly the motive is behind the situation, right? You have decided that it's not worth your effort more times than not because you feel like you know what's going to happen. And so you're already feeling some sort of way, a little bit negative about heading into that situation, right? Letting go of that past stops you from having a preconceived outcome as to how something's going to play out. It allows you to also be a part of the situation, even if it does not go the way that you hope it would, and roll with it easier than you do if you walk in and you have a preconceived notion about how it's going to go or the people involved, if that makes sense, right? So letting go, right? Like the old saying goes, be a duck, let it roll off. Tell yourself when you wake up, and this goes for any situation, lunch with your friends, going grocery shopping, going to the doctor's office because there's going to be 400 people in the waiting room and all those germs, and oh my God, I got to take the bus, and it snowed last night, and I got to, whatever the situation is, you tell yourself before you leave the house, I am not going to buckle. I'm going to go out. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have the best time. I'm going to let whatever difficulty roll off my back. I'm not going to absorb the negative energy, yada, yada, blah, 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 right? You tell yourself that is, set your intention and go forward with that intention, that you're not going to allow yourself to absorb the negativity around you. You're just not. Right? Put a smile on your face and go forward to enjoy yourself, and that be your intention, right? Mika says, I'm from the West, so it's almost at an odd time. Anytime's works for you. I could always watch later. Mika, you're so kind. Thank you. Anytime works for Lisa. Linda says, this time works for me. I love it. Hi, Pierrette. Good to see you. All right. So we've done that. Okay. Let's move on to this now. So pull another card here, friends. Pull another card, and I pulled like 12 flipped over. We're not using all 12 though. We'll take the first one, which is from Archangel Michael and patience. So we've got patience again, right? Patience times 2. Patience squared, as it were, right? Be patient with yourself. Be patient with others. So this example just came to mind, okay? And I want you to tell me, I'm going to have a smoke, you guys. So sorry. I know we're only half an hour in, but I'm feeling some sort of way. I want you guys to tell me if you can relate to this scenario. So you go to the mall. You're going to go shopping to the mall. You drive into the parking lot or of the mall, and it is a complete you-know-what show. There are cars everywhere, right? So you know you're going to be walking in the cold and in the snow and in the blowing and the whole bit or the rain. You're going to be walking a hot minute till you get to the inside of the store. Hi, Mama Bear. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you guys. So are you the type of person that literally drives around the parking lot for 15 minutes waiting circling, putting your signal light on, and then somebody else takes that spot. Are you that person that does that? Or are you the person that just drives to a spot, parks the car, gets out, and walks into the store? I want to know what type of person you are. Are you the person that circles for 15 minutes waiting for the closest spot to become available while you're cursing and swearing at someone to steal your spot, or that potentially stole your spot? I had my signal light on first. Did you see what they just did? Unbelievable. How rude. Or are you the person that just drives to the spot, parks, and walks in? Does the long hike? Okay, so Ivana says, no, I park far away and just walk. Too stressful the other way. Kristen says, I park in the first spot I see, regardless how far away the spot is. Carter Mancy says, I just pull into the spot. Ron says, I park in the first spot I see. Those are all excellent answers. My husband, I mean, every time we went to the mall together, which wasn't very often, but it was like, oh my God, who are you? He would drive around and put the signal light on, and then he'd like yelling and cursing and something, not all the time, just sometimes. And I'd be like, oh my God, like just find a spot and park the car in it. Like that was a bleep, right? Park the car in it and let's go. All this driving around and waiting and cursing, I can't. I don't understand that. I don't get that. That's very much in my mind. That's very like city sort of mentality. And so my point is that is a situation that you could step back and look at and say, okay, if I was patient and I was exercising patience, why am I going to the mall? The goal of going to the mall or going to the store is to get into the store and get said whatever you're going for, right? That's the goal, not how close you park. So drive to the first available spot, park in it, save yourself all the stress, and get into the store. That's all. That's my point, and that's where I was going with the whole patience thing. It was just something that popped in my mind. Rose says my legs aren't broke, right? True that, my friend. Mama says, Sarah, we do look to see if there's a closer spot. Ivana says, oh my gosh, you make me laugh. It always amazes me to see how people's personality change when they drive. Friend, right? It's a lot. Mika says, if I get lights or slow traffic, I just tell myself that I was given. I love that, Mika. That's excellent. Oh, that's good, Cardamancy. I just asked my guides for reservations. I like that too. Good stuff, you guys. I mean, it's one of those things. It is. I mean, go to the mall. Going to the mall and people watching is fascinating, I find. It's fascinating to me to watch people and what they do, right? And how literally you can take someone who on the outside looks perfectly calm and sane, and like they literally tie themselves up into a ball of string where you can't find the end in a matter of seconds because of a situation like that. I mean, people get hurt over situations in the parking lot like that. Just find a spot and park in it and go in the store. Like, you know what I mean? Just save you. Like, why is really my question. I ask that a lot. I don't know about you guys, but why? Just why? All right. So we have patience. We have the gossip, the talking about it, the judgment of other people and other situations, right? I also feel very much that the gossip can be something. Thank you for saying hello. That was so weird. It was like we were a circular driveway or something. The other thing that comes to mind about that is the sort of caving to peer pressure, right? So let's say, for example, that, you live in an apartment, or if you live in a townhouse sort of complex where everyone sort of works together as a community, or you're all very close, and maybe you have committees and everyone's decorating for the holidays, but you didn't decorate yet. And somehow you cave to pressure. Maybe you can't afford it. Maybe you're not feeling good, but you've got, someone telling you like, oh, well, you're the only person that doesn't have decorations on. It can be something like that, because that can turn you sour to a whole situation, if you understand where I'm going with that. Ivana says, also learned from my mom that any candy you eat when the car is stopped doesn't have any calories. Laugh out loud. Oh my God, friend, right? You know what I think is really funny about holiday shopping is like a sporting event. It is like when you go on a road trip. You prepare, you bring snacks, you have your coffee, your drinks, your whatever's, right? I don't know about you guys, but like you take your coat off, you put it in the back seat, like you're ready, right? You get out the list, right? And when I used to holiday shop like that, like it was a whole day. I was eating breakfast out, lunch out, dinner out. It was a whole situation. I'd stop and sort of go to the back of the parking lot and get out my list and my pen and be like, okay, I got that. It was a total situation. I check in and let everyone know I was safe and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Meaning, I made it I made it a whole event, right? To me, it was always like a mini road trip. Hi, Vivian. Good to see you, my friend. All right, friends. So that want to come out. Okay, speaking, going to the back of the parking lot. Now, I would take my car and I'd park the farthest away. Hopefully I could point near some trees or something where I could just stare off into the trees and sort of allow myself to get quiet for a minute, right? And turn off the hustle and bustle. And we have surrender to silence. It's like Spirit read my mind because this popped out. I didn't choose this. Surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or in contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I would do that. I would go out to the car and just sit there for a hot minute. Right? Thank you, Vivian. Yes, for entertainment purposes only. Thomas, hi, Thomas. How are you? Thomas says years ago at Target Christmas shopping. Yep. Absolutely. So that would be a great moment if you were doing that. So we've been shopping and now we're going to go out to the car and just take a minute, right? To bring a snack with you and make sure that you're replenishing your fluids and your food, keeping your strength up. It's a great time to turn on the radio and listen to some music. It is a great opportunity to lift your vibration and sort of release negativity. It's a great moment to just get quiet and sort of look off into the trees if you happen to be surrounded by trees, and get yourself sort of a little more grounded in that moment, right? That's when you can do some box breathing or some tapping if you feel it necessary. If you have a stone like an amethyst or something like that, which is a great sort of calmer downer, healer kind of thing, you can sit there and rub on your amethyst or whatever stone you have. It's a great sort of opportunity to check in and make sure that you're okay, right? And that you stay okay. I think my least favorite part about holiday shopping was when we would break for lunch. You go to the restaurant or the food court, and I don't know about you guys, but I can tune out. like intentionally tune out. And the clatter in a restaurant or in a food court gets so loud because like I've tuned everything out around me, but I cannot. So the volume of the room gets louder. Oh my gosh, it was deafening. It was deafening. And then all of a sudden I would start to tune into the shuffling of the feet. It was like nails going down a chalkboard to me. And then I'd be like, I have to go outside. And I usually would go outside while my family or whoever I was shopping with was doing their whole restaurant food court thing. I needed to go outside and get quiet. This is an interesting card that just came. I actually sort of half chose this and half came out sideways. Surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. You know, they say that Christmas is the time for miracles. Seems to almost be like a tagline, right? That, you know, anything can happen at Christmas. Miracles happen at Christmas. Christmas miracle. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I think that part of the Christmas magic, which makes the miracle possible, is the fact that we let go of whatever preconceived outcome or preconceived notion we have about a situation or an issue, right? Because we all walk into the holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or you don't, whatever holiday you celebrate, whether it's, you know, maybe it's like next Friday is your holiday, whatever it is, your birthday, some special occasion to you, you put all your eggs in one basket, and all you want is, I want everything to be perfect. We've all said it. We've probably all said it this week. We all say it. We just want everything to be okay. We just want everything to be perfect. We want everything to be all right. And so the idea is, when you do stuff like that, you sort of set yourself up for an almost impossible bar to be achieved, if you understand what I mean. The miracle is the magic of the moment. That's the miracle, right? If you just say, you know what, I'm going to go to the mall today. We're still on the mall thing. If I go to the mall today and whatever happens, you know what? It's all good. It was meant to be. And if you can maintain that mindset, your miracle will find you, if you understand what I mean. Hi, Gypsy JJ. Good to see you, my friend. So, Linda says, I don't go holiday shopping. I gave it up years ago. Thomas says, at Target, Xmas shopping, and a child was throwing a tantrum. Mother was trying to keep it together for her other two kids. I asked her if she wanted me to spank him for her. Oh, Thomas. Thomas says, kid looked at my size and starts behaving later at checkout. Mom said, thank you. Love it. Hey, Jay. How's it going, friend? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, my friend. Good to see you. So, let it be said, I believe in miracles. I believe in the magic of this season. It makes everyone just a little bit kinder, a little bit more compassionate, and a little bit more understanding. And I love how civil we all seem to be at this time of year. At least that's my experience. Double touch wood, that doesn't change. You know, where you walk down the street and people saying Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or Season's Greetings, or, you know, the lights on the house look good, or whatever. You know, can I help you with shoveling? Can I help you with your groceries? You know, you had a package dropped off and I brought it in because I didn't want anyone to steal it. Everyone just seems to be a little bit kinder, right? It's not necessarily about gifts. It's just about this sort of collective camaraderie that doesn't seem to exist, at least in my experience, you know, for the other 300 days of the year. So to me, it is a lovely time of year because everyone seems to care just a little bit more, right? And because I am that kind of person, I mean that's totally my jam. I used to love going to Walmart when we lived in the city, and it was open 24 hours during the holiday season. And we would literally come home from work on a Friday, hit the sack at like 8 p.m., wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, and be like, "Yeah, let's do it." And we'd be standing there in Walmart at the checkout, a whole long line of us, and we'd all be like exchanging Christmas stories. I mean, normally you wouldn't talk to a stranger in the lineup. You know what I mean? You have to take care of yourself, Rose. You're no good to anyone if you're not okay. That is my belief. That is how I operate. I got to be okay before I am okay for anyone else. Good to hear, Hurt. Good to hear, my friend. All right, so let's pull some more cards. We're just having a chit chat here about how we can handle ourselves and allow the holiday chaos to sort of bounce off of us. Think of those. Have you guys seen those? I don't know what you call them. There's those inflatable suits. You've seen them in like the sumo wrestlers, and they're trying to like bang into each other and they topple over. That's what you want, or what you don't want to happen. You don't want the holidays to consume you, the pressure of it all to consume you and overwhelm you and knock you over. You want to be resistant to that. So think of yourself as the mosquito spray, the off spray to the holidays, right? You want to lift your vibration up. You want to feel the magic of the season. And you want to embrace the moment, not care if Bob licks the socks that you bought him for Christmas, because it's not about the socks, right? We've got Bat and Listen Up. You are working through deep soul patterns. Release any outdated beliefs that surface. And so that is a really interesting card. It is connected a little bit, I think, to things that we hold on to the past, things that are preconceived about, how much money you spend, or, you need to have 5 packages instead of 3 because everyone else can afford more. It's that whole sort of mind trick that we do to ourselves to make ourselves think that what we're doing is not good enough. And the moment that we start thinking that the food isn't good enough, or I don't have enough sweets, or I didn't bring enough presents, or I didn't spend enough, or whatever, that opens up a whole can of worms that you then have to deal with internally, right? Obviously, not thinking that you were able to provide for your friends and family starts a whole roller coaster. Maybe you've overspent, right? Because you felt the pressure, and now your finances are in trouble. And then you sit and you worry and you sort of marinate in that whole energy, which is not helpful. Maybe you are the type of person that is very isolated and very alone, and you want to see your friends and family, coworkers, neighbors, whatever it may be, and you didn't get the reaction that you wanted over this particular gift that you bought, that when you seen it, you knew that that was them, and you were very excited about it, and they seemed less than enthusiastic when the present was revealed to them. That can really hurt your feelings. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel needed or wanted. And, especially if you're on, fixed finances or a fixed income, especially if, that particular day that you went to the mall, that it was a snowstorm, that you drove for miles and miles and miles, or you ordered it online and you waited for 4 weeks and then it got lost in transit. And then you had to call and get in a big fight with customer service to find your packet. whatever the circumstances are, if we allow ourselves to have a preconceived sort of set of expectations on how something's going to go, or how people are going to react, or how you're going to even feel, the anticipation of those sort of thoughts, feelings, and emotions can really set you up so that you're never going to achieve them, and you're only going to walk away feeling disappointed or not worthy or less than. That's not what this holiday is about. This holiday is about love, and it's about giving and sharing and togetherness. It is about hope, and it's about peace. It's about joy. None of those things that I just described are going to land us in the joy, the hope, the new beginnings, the peacefulness of it all, the love of it all. So I want everyone to really be very cognizant as we move forward for the holidays, to make sure that you set intentions that are comfortable for you, and that you try to stay within those intentions so that you don't set yourself up to be hurt, that you don't set yourself up to be disappointed, that you don't set yourself up to be open to criticism or ridicule. And the last thing I want to say is this. Remember that someone's opinion of you, it's their problem. Their problem. They own it. It is their perception, and it has nothing to do with you, your personality, your goodness. It has nothing to do with your heart. It has nothing to do with you in that situation or in that moment. It is their problem. So I want you to be like resilient to negativity, right? I want you to lift your vibration as high as you can and go through the season or any situation where you can feel your best self and really take it all in. I love that, Linda. Good for you. We have this beautiful picture here. Look at that lantern. I love these cards. They're so gorgeous, the images. So finding direction, you're being shown the way, right? Allow yourself to be guided, understanding and knowing that Spirit always has our back. If you're not sure about something, ask for help. They will be there. They will help you. Hi, Teresa. Good night, Gypsy JJ. Thank you for coming, my friend. We have sweet surprise. Good things are happening. Good things are happening. If we allow ourselves, as my mama always says, and I don't want to get trite about this, this is important. If we allow ourselves to believe, then anything is possible. Right? Believe, my friends. Anything is possible. All we need to do to make that actually come to fruition is to make sure that we are looking after ourselves, and the rest of it will take care of itself, kind of idea, right? So with that being said, my friends, this concludes yet again another episode of Achieving Wellness. I hope that you found some of those tips and tricks and some of the conversation helpful. This really is about lifting our vibration and residing in that space as we navigate the holidays. So just a couple things before we close out. So on the daily read that I did this morning, offered a free 30-minute reading. If you're interested in the free 30-minute reading, please do go to the video, the daily read, watch it, of course, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment for me saying that you want to be entered in the draw. I will draw them tomorrow on the daily read to pick the winner of the free 30-minute reading. And I appreciate everyone who's already put a comment there. The second thing that I want to say is that Sunday I will be back for interrogation with Nancy Jean from Nancy Jean's Garden. and from Jeffrey from Ripe Color are joining me for that. I did have an episode planned to do a one step at a time, which is when I go out of the house, which was supposed to be on Saturday when I was supposed to be going on a road trip to my sister's house for Christmas. Unfortunately, our plans have changed and we're not doing that. So I have taken it down. My hope is that I'm going to pop back up Friday or Saturday, but I'm not sure yet. So just make sure that you've got your bell notification checked so that you know whenever I upload a new video or when notifications pops up that I'm going live. There's lots of exciting things happening in January. I have some great guests booked and some nice plans happening. So I hope that you're all, got your bell notification checked off, and so you don't miss any of that. And I just want to lastly mention that I will be here on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, and then New Year's Eve. So make sure that you watch for those postings. I don't want anyone to be alone on the holidays. So if you're looking for somewhere to go, you want to be with people that love and care about you, you will be able to join us, right? Oh, hi, Trillium Tarot. Well, I appreciate you popping in, my friend. I really do. Thank you so much. Bye, Linda. Okay, Vivian, I'll check into that when I'm off here. So, friends, I thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you found some of those things helpful. I appreciate all of you, and I wish you many, many, many blessings. And I will say good night, and I hope that you have a great evening. Bye, everybody. Mwah. See you next time.